been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
All right, so we're checked in Zephyr Hills. We've been here for a couple days now. Yesterday it rained a lot, which was...
Lutz.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Lutz. Yeah, we're not even in Zephyr Hills. That's our next stop.
Not yet.
Yeah, sorry, Lutz or Lutz, however you want to say it.
Thanks to Discount Lots for sponsoring this video.
Discount Lots is a place that you can purchase your property the easiest way I know how. Basically, what you're going to do is go to their website, do a nationwide search, look for a piece of property that fits your needs, and at that point, click the property. They tell you that you should go out and actually inspect the property firsthand, but there are pictures that you can see on their website. It gives you a lot of information that covers the acreage, it covers the lot number, it covers the county, and with that information you can make calls to that county, give them that lot number, and let them know you're interested in the property and find out what's actually needed to put the type of home that you want on that property. It could be a mobile home, it could potentially be an RV park. It could be that you could park your RV there. You could make it like a base camp that you return to. But the best part about it is that it's really easy to get your payments started, and that's because
There's no credit check and there's a low down payment. Do have to remember, if you find a lot, it cannot be held without a down payment.
right, there is no middleman.
Right.
Discount Lots owns all these properties. But whenever you click that button, you're going to be contacted by their people, and they'll walk you through the process of what you need to do. There's no credit check. You just make payments on your piece of property, and once they're completed, it's yours. Definitely, if you find a place, which there are hundreds across the nation, even in Hawaii, and you want to get that ball rolling, you'll find a piece of property that might put you in an area like this. You know, we are wintering. This is January in Florida, and you can see I have a light jacket on because we're in the shade and there's a little bit of a breeze, but most of the people behind us, they're in short sleeves just like Heidi is. So click the link down in the description, and there's a discount code for your first purchase. So again, links are in the description, and back to the video.
Anyways, the park, we're going to do a walkthrough kind of the park. I'm not walking the whole park. The park's not very big, but the thing is, it's very cookie cutter. You're going to see some differences, but not very many. There's no sense in us showing you 255 sites that are basically either a mobile home or a trailer that's been converted into a home, or a trailer that's seasonal or yearly, or just an RV like we are. I mean, it's pretty much the same. I don't see anything that stands out. I will show you kind of the lots, pluses and minuses. It's worth noting. We already talked about it a little bit. I think you showed our hookup, didn't you?
I believe I did.
Okay, well, we'll go over that again. But when we walk through the park, I'm going to ramble about some stuff. Basically, truck choice, and we're going to go into something that I can't stand. People still have a stigma about, but it needs brought to attention again. As far as the internet here, the water pressure is pretty good. It's fair, nothing crazy. I don't have to have a regulator. We do have that filtration system, which I think I got the hat on. Blue Technologies. You guys definitely look into that. If you're looking to have yourself a water filtration system that is going to treat you good and keep your water nice and clean. With that said, at this location, this is city water, and you can smell the bleach in the water a little bit. So it's definitely good water, you know, to start with, but it's nice having those filters. The other thing at the park is internet. Even though I'm going to say some numbers here, we've been watching, we watched the football games. I was rooting for, oh, you guys said, no, we're from Ohio, so of course we have to root against Michigan, and it worked. But unfortunately, all you guys from Michigan must have rooted against Ohio State, because that worked. The difference, I think, this is my justification for it, Michigan was supposed to win, and they didn't, and Ohio State was supposed to lose, and they barely lost. But nonetheless, they still lost. It's a good rivalry. I like keeping that going. But we watch football using our Simply the Best TV. That's down in the links. We pull in here. It's when we walk out, I'll show you this guy across the street's got this big, huge satellite dish up on top of his rig, and I'm sure he's got decent TV. But for us to have unlimited internet and a TV source that has 20-some thousand movies, a whole bunch of live channels. Oh, the air shut off, at least in here. A bunch of live TV, be able to watch football, NFL Pass, NBA, all the college games, ESPN. There's a lot of channels. You guys got to look into it. Again, it's down in the description. Whenever you click the link, if you decide to call in, just tell them RV Daydream sent you. I'm having a hard time speaking fast today. But this is our EasyCom. This is the internet system. We've been on the road now for 3 years, going on 3 years. And we've had this system for the entire time. And we've not had any issues, only at a couple locations. And you can see what I do. I just set it up in the window. If I was going to have the computer set up, I would set it up over there. But the speeds, although they don't sound good, it's good quality. So we're not getting a lot of buffering going on here. So MoFi, that's this router here with EasyCom. I'm getting 12 down and 13 up. And T-Mobile, I've got 30 down and 9 up. So not bad. Like I said, we're not suffering at all with those speeds. We've been able to stream everything we wanted. And again, with this router, and if you want to do the TV service all by itself, you can do that. You don't have to have any special service. Or if you want to do the router and the TV service, and you can do AT&T, T-Mobile, whatever. We've done videos on it in the past, but I have unlimited internet wherever I go. As we drive down the road, this thing's plugged into our battery bank through a inverter. So we always have internet while we're on the road. Even if our T-Mobile drops out, we can log into this. But we watched The Woman King. I just watched that this morning. I started to watch The Way of the Water. I'm not a real big fan of that movie, so I kind of backed out. It's nice. You get to see first-run movies right away, too. So look into it. It's in the description. Just make sure you mention RV Daydream whenever you call them. And let them know you want to do it. All right. So let's get out of here and show you the park. By the way, how'd you get her haircut? Look, does it look nice?
I need to get it colored.
I don't know about that. So the only reason the truck is back as far as it is, it's not required to be. You can see how far we're away from the road. We wanted to do this in case we were away from our site and somebody tried to pull into this site here. So let me look at the sites. There's lots of fire ants, lots of ants. So that's what I wanted to show you. There's lots of sand. We've got a soft spot. Heidi's going to spray. We've got a really soft spot, just like this one over here. We do have concrete that we can get in and out of, but just the fact that we've got to deal with the soft sand, I'm not a big fan of it. Now, when we go over to Zephyr Hills, which isn't that far away, that's our next stop. It's not much better than this as far as the grounds. Now, the concrete pads are much nicer. They're much bigger, but yeah. Also, if you're here for an extended period of time, they want you to have your cables, your cords, your hoses, all that stuff up on what they refer to as risers. I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to put my cable on that. I just don't like it. Heidi's killing these ants. She's going to run out of ant killer. But the park is pretty typical for a lot of these parks. You got to remember that we are in peak season for Florida. Currently, this is New Year's Day. Everybody, Happy New Year's. Hope you had a good one, and hope 2023 brings something decent for you. But the parks are pretty loaded down with both permanent residents and temporary people like ourselves. So as we head down the road here, we're going to kind of show you what the park looks like. The trash is out this way a ways. Oh yeah, look at this guy's rig. See that satellite dish up top there? That's what I'm talking about. he's got to go through all that crap or deal with that thing, which is built in. But a lot of these people have them to where they're on the ground, and I'm not messing with that stuff at all. Obviously, these are permanent. You can see the stuff that they got going on there. I guess if I was here permanently, I would pretty much do the same, but quite honestly, oh, they're from Ohio. Huh, check that out. Madison, it's up north of us. We're definitely don't have a reason to be here unless we were working, something to that effect, right?
Yeah, the traffic is real super busy outside the park.
Yeah.
So, like, to go somewhere every day, unless you were going to work, it's kind of a pain.
So this spot right in front of us, this is where that big 40-footer pulled out of. He was waiting for us to get done so he could pull out. But what park does this remind you of?
Kissimmee.
Oh, really? It reminds me of Sunshine.
Oh, I think I get those mixed up.
Ah,
Is Sunshine and Bureau?
yes.
Okay, it is. I get those mixed up for some reason.
But yeah, he was in this site here, which, quite honestly, that's a nice, easy back-end site. Holy cow.
I think there's a lot of permanent sites in here. Or, park models.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Much more than what I'm used to.
It seems like it's taken care of pretty well.
It's quiet.
Yeah. Reminds me of where we just came from.
Yeah. Now
Nobody comes outside.
Yeah, right. Now they do have quite a few events going on. They give you a calendar of events, and it pretty much covers every day of the month. This is kind of an older park, but I think they welcome families. We do hear, kids playing and stuff. So
They have a lot of activities for kids.
yeah.
And they have a lot of adult-only activities too.
Right. So if you look, you can see there's a lake back here. I don't know which lake this is, though. There was a couple of them that I saw coming through here. I think this is Lake Lori, I think they call that one. Oh,
seems funny.
Look at this. I guess. It's just a little tiny camper. These cabins, this is a new thing that, again, if you guys look into Thousand Trails, which of course we have a membership through, down in the description is links. If you call either one of those people and tell them what you're looking for, they'll get you dialed into what you need. They'll give you all the answers, all the questions that you may have. There's another little one. But what I want you to take away from is some of these things are called getaway cabins or cabins. And there's a new program, so you'll have to talk to Jim and Brandy Reneau, that you can get into a cabin package to where you pay for a membership to basically stay in cabins.
Yeah, because there's some people that don't want to do camping.
Yeah, but they want to enjoy the parks.
Yeah. And I've read on some people that they just keep making reservations over and over again for the cabins, and they've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And so it's not that expensive.
Right.
$1,500 a year, I think.
Yeah, it's compared to buying a membership for Thousand Trails overall. Yeah. You could get pretty expensive there. So, like I said, a lot of these places here, permanent, been here for a long time. It kind of reminds me of the park that we just stayed at down in Vero Beach. But everybody's got these awning cover things on their units.
This reminds me of Leisure.
Leisure?
Yeah, back home.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
It was the RPI, Leisure Lake.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was rough terrain, though.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying they had...
Oh, yeah. Permanent campers, they put these big canopy things over top of their units. This is a nice one. Got a lake. Yeah.
Oh, there's some over there that are...
Yeah. That's kind of different. Yeah, butt right up against the lake. Here's a nice pad. Yeah, some of these are pretty nice. All right, so you can continue to watch and look at this. We're going to go up to the clubhouse. We're going out towards the road where there's a lot of traffic, so you're going to hear some serious noise go on here. But the thing I want to talk about is trucks. So let's get you up to the front here, and then maybe we can talk to you. Hopefully the traffic's not too loud. And I don't know if you know this, but you are not to feed wildlife. It's against the law. Yeah, I just want to come over to the dock. So here's the lake. And there's the swimming pool over there. It's not a bad place. This is pretty nice now. Right out here you can see there's shopping. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, it's busy out here. You can't make a left out of here. It's just busy. Just be aware that you're in the city whenever you do this location. Heidi's traipsing out there. She's gonna be standing in ants. She's gonna get some fire ants on her. I don't know what she's taking a picture of. Must see something. And you can see off in the distance lows. So now that we kind of showed you the area, let me yammer a little bit here. So the other day, actually it was yesterday, I was doing something that I've never done before, and that's just search our name just in Google. And what I mean is by our channel name, just to see what comes up. And I see some pretty interesting stuff. I see people have referred to our channel on blogs, which is really cool. You know, they have their own blog. They write about different things. And we've showed up a few times in there, and we appreciate that. I mean, even if it's just in reference to something that we've said. But what I wanted to talk about was something that came up in a forum, and it was so far from the truth. So I definitely wanted to talk about it. And basically the statement was, this person watches our channel, and when we were out west towing our travel trailer, they were knocking our truck, and that it was performing horribly. The RPMs were screaming through the roof. The truck barely did the job. It was just unbearable, and you have to have a diesel. I'm going to tell you some pure facts going on here. Number one, you need to size your vehicle for what you are towing. You can make mistakes. I'll put a clip in here of somebody who was obviously misinformed about their payload and what it could handle. And believe it or not, it was a diesel. And those diesel engines take away a lot of payload. I'm telling you, you got to pay attention to that stuff. Everybody thinks, oh, I got a diesel and I got a dually and I got, you know, a crew cab and it's a big truck. Yeah, all that stuff adds weight to the chassis, and it takes away from your carrying capacity, especially like if you have a four-wheel drive. I mean, even with us having a four-wheel drive and a crew cab and a long bed, it took away from our carrying capacity. But still, since we have a gas engine, we have 4,000-pound payload, and we have a single rear wheel on the back of the truck. Our truck is rated to pull 15,000 pounds. We are pulling roughly 12,000 pounds. We have the truck loaded up to where we might be 19,000 pounds total, truck and trailer. We can be up to 24,000 pounds truck and trailer. My response, I guess, to that would be, if the truck was performing so badly and so poorly and it was barely hanging on, why did I not even flinch going from an 8,000-pound travel trailer that was observed being pulled by our gasser and screaming and yelling and barely hanging on? Why did I not think twice whenever I decided to upgrade to a 12,000-pound fifth wheel. I mean, I went heavier by a lot, and it's because the truck doesn't scream and yell. I guarantee I drive faster than him and almost anybody else on the road. I drive extremely fast, and when I had that travel trailer, I drove, especially out west, to the point where I actually hit my fuel cutoff a couple times on the truck, passing vehicles. The fuel cutoff, just let you know, and I don't recommend this, I'm just telling you what I've done, 96 miles an hour. So I have gone 96 miles an hour pulling the 8,000 pound trailer that the truck can barely handle. Signal on prior to getting over. And then he does 70. Keep this on where he can do. Okay, Garmin.
Say a command.
Save video. Whenever I got the fifth wheel, I knew I was going to have to dial that back, and I think the most I've ever traveled with the fifth wheel is maybe 75. I think I've done 75 a couple times. I usually hover around 60 to 70, depending on the way I feel in the traffic and how many lanes there are. You know, there's a lot of things that go into play. And again, I don't recommend you driving any speed that you're not comfortable with. But to suggest that this gasser truck that is rated to pull 15,000 pounds is doing something that's way above and beyond its capabilities at 12,000 pounds, or as the commenter mentioned, when pulling a trailer that was 8,000 pounds, is just pure nonsense. It's not the case at all. There was times that I showed on camera me running every gear out on the truck getting on the expressway, because there's people that like to hear that engine roar. So I went ahead and let it roar. I don't have to. I can make it to where that truck never goes over 5,000 RPM, and I can get on to, up to speed on any on-ramp that I need to. The funny part is people have a problem with hearing an engine noise or hearing an engine make noise, and immediately they say, oh my God, that engine's going to blow up. It's just revving to the moon. The engine's designed to turn 6,000 RPMs. Analogy that I could use is, oh my God, these Formula One cars sound like they're going to blow up. They're revving 13, 14, 18,000 RPMs, and they're just winding to the moon. Those engines aren't going to be able to handle it. That's what they're designed to do. That's how they operate. So I guess if I was not informed, I could say, man, these diesel engines at idle sound like that they're going to fall apart. They're horrible, they're noisy, they stink, the exhaust stinks coming out of it, and it vibrates and it shakes, and there's gotta be something wrong with it at idle. And that's not true, that's just the way they operate, and I know that. It's one of those things that people being misinformed, oops, hear that? That engine's gonna blow up. People just being misinformed is one thing, but whenever they spread that misinformation, that's just not good. So that's my rant. That's all I wanted to cover. All right, so depending on which way you come, you're either going to be making a right into this place, or of course you can be making a left in a dedicated left turn lane. It's not too hard to do. We were in a pretty busy time, and when we came in, the traffic light just up the street stopped the traffic long enough that we could get a big spot open that we could get across. So not a big deal to make a left into here. Don't be afraid to do that. So whenever you come in though, right there, that little area that we just walked through, that's the incoming RV parking only. That's the check-in. That's all you have to park right there. I tried parking over in this area here, which wasn't very, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Easy. They do have these doggy convenience centers to pick up after your dog. They do pump propane, so if you need your propane filled, they have certain times of the day. I'll have to say that at the office there, I should have showed you, when you first do your check-in, there is packets that are hanging on the wall for you to do your check-in. You can do it without even going in. You can, if you've done it online, you can just check in that way, which that's what we did. But then our spot was full, which we already talked about. So yeah, you could get your propane taken care of here. I think that, yeah, you can get in here with the motorhome. There's plenty of room here for a motorhome. That's not a big deal. So this site here, if I'm not mistaken, this site's number 255. Yeah, this is the highest number site right here, which is crazy because 254 is all the way back in that corner. And this is just a little lake. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a couple Happy New Year signs. Thank you. You too. Oh, that's nice. No to early services. That's actually handy. Buying and selling. So some of these are kind of nice. They got full concrete pads. Oh yeah, that's one thing I want you to take notice of. There's not a lot of room. You ain't got a yard. You're not. Your kids ain't got a room to play in. There's an Aventon.
I will have to say that a lot of the Encore parks are too much for kids.
Yeah.
A lot of different electric bikes. You see that one?
That's a Aventon.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, we had one of those. Nice. It was a very nice bike. We liked it. So we're almost back to our site. And our glorious fifth wheel. Looks like it's got a couple bugs on it. We're happy to see all that rain because we were dusty from that truck stop that we stayed at. I think it washed off everything, didn't it?
A lot better.
Oh yeah, it looks way better than what it was. Yeah. All right, so that was it. We're back in, and guess what we get to do next? After this, we are going to head to, like I say, Zephyr Hills in a couple days. And we've got a couple of reviews coming up for you also. So hopefully Heidi don't run out of Raid.
I got another can.
Oh, that's why. So that's going to be it for now. We'll be checking out of here next. I don't think there'll be anything else that we cover because we're only here for 2 more days, or three more days. So say goodbye for now.
Goodbye.